Namaste, my dear friends. Last time we talked about the concept of the Kundalini and its importance in yoga. A number of people today talk about the Kundalini awakening, and many people think that they have very spiritual experiences because the Kundalini has woken up and that it is moving through the spine. This is an illusion, my friends, and it is not a fact. The yogis talk about the Kundalini awakening in a metaphoric way. When we read classical texts, you will see that the Kundalini represents our collective subconscious toxic ego structures, and we need to, it blocks the Mooladhara chakra and prevents the flow of prana into the Mooladhara chakra. And that is why we need to burn it. So metaphorically they say that this snake, which is the Kundalini, is sleeping in the Mooladhara chakra, and it has to be woken up. When you wake up a snake, suddenly it rises. That is what is metaphorically talked about the Kundalini rising. But what they are talking about is that the moment the Kundalini wakes up, in the Hatha Yoga text you see that the metabolic fire burns the Kundalini, burns the snake, and it becomes dead. And therefore the prana becomes more fluidly moving into the Sushumna Nadi. Now, many people talk about Kundalini experience as having some kind of very strange emotional, psychological experiences where they get a bit shaky, they get a bit psychotic, they get a bit neurotic, etc., which again is misunderstood in the modern concept. The reason for this is because in many of our subconscious structures, we have a lot of hidden impressions, not only from our own life, but also what we have inherited from our ancestors. Some of which may be very traumatic, some of which may be very painful, and some of which may be very violent. But we repress this, not only what happens in our life, but also what we inherit from our ancestors. Now just think about a dark room which has got a lot of skeletons in the closet, and you turn on the lights and you see all these skeletons. Suddenly you get really very shocked, and you start to shake and you start to have a freaked out experience. That's the same thing that happens when the prana is moving in the Sushumna Nadi, basically revealing to us our subconscious structures, which is becoming conscious. Suddenly we are very shocked because we have not previously identified with them consciously. And this is why we start to shake, we start to become agitated, or we may have breathing disturbances, we may even have a faint or a fall or get dizzy, because these experiences may be too powerful, and sometimes we may not necessarily identify with them because it is not part of our life. It is something that we have inherited from our ancestors. That is why many people get admitted into psychiatric hospitals when they talk about these kind of experiences, which actually is not really appropriate as well. It's actually an experience of what we call becoming more conscious of some of these subconscious traumas that we are carrying. And that is why the concept of Kundalini awakening must be dealt with respect and care and under the guidance of an extremely competent mentor or a supervisor or a teacher who can support us in an appropriate way when we are going through these experiences, because we will be in a very vulnerable state at that time. And that is what is the concept of the Kundalini awakening, which we must take it metaphorically and not literally. People who want to engage in spiritual practices, especially through yoga, must understand that yoga is not all about feeling good, feeling nice. Sometimes we have to confront our darkness in order to see the light that is hidden behind. And that is why these topics are presented in a metaphoric way in these classical yoga texts. Namaste, my dear friends. Namaste, my dear friends. My name is Kausthub Desikachar, and I'm the current lineage holder of the Viniyoga tradition. Thank you for watching our YouTube video today. And if you enjoyed it, please subscribe to the channel by clicking the subscription button nearby below, and also the bell icon so that you're notified on our up-to-date uploads of our video. We happily upload each week at least one video and discuss fantastic topics about the traditional aspects of yoga, so we can keep the learning as pure and as close to the source as possible. So join our community and let us spread this fantastic knowledge of yoga. And if you like our videos, please leave a comment about what you think. And if you don't like our videos, please also let us know how we can improve. Namaste, dear friends.